What if I told you that changing a single number on your pricing page could increase your revenue by 347%? That's exactly what happened when a company we work with tested a simple pricing trick on their services. Most business owners think pricing is just about covering costs and adding profit, but they're missing the brain tricks that actually make people want to buy. I'm about to share the exact psychology tricks that billion-dollar companies use to make people spend more money, and you can use these for your business today. These aren't just theories. I've tested them with real companies, and I will show you the actual results that might surprise you. The difference between a struggling business and a successful one often comes down to a single thing that has nothing to do with how good their product is or how nice their customer service is. It's about how you show your prices and the psychology behind those numbers that can change your money overnight. Netflix charges $15.49 per month but promotes their yearly plan as just $15 per month when billed yearly. Your brain focuses on that familiar monthly number even though you're paying a much bigger amount upfront. This is just one of the psychological tricks I'm going to show you today. Today I'm going to break down 5 smart pricing psychological tricks that build on each other. We'll start with the anchoring trick, where I will show you how one company used this single trick to make 230% more sales. Then we'll move into charm pricing secrets, and this goes way beyond just adding $9.99 to everything. Next we'll cover the decoy trick, which I've tested across multiple products with surprising results. After that, we will dive into the subscription psychology and why customers will happily pay $99 yearly but refuse to pay $10 a month for the same thing. Finally, I will show you the social proof pricing techniques that boosted sales by 45%. Each section includes real case studies and specific steps you can use right away. So today, I'm going to break down 5 smart pricing tricks. These tricks build on each other. Let's start with the most powerful pricing psychology trick: anchoring. MIT researchers did a fascinating study where they showed people completely random numbers before asking them to bid on products. The people who saw higher random numbers ended up bidding 60% more than those who saw lower numbers, even though the random numbers had nothing to do with the products they were bidding on.
Do you smell that? I smell money. I don't think like a bank. Big bank, small bank, I like to make money. All right?
This happens because your brain literally looks onto the first price it sees and uses that as a starting point for everything else.
And how much is enough?
It's not a question of enough, pal. It's a zero-sum game. Somebody wins, somebody loses. Money itself isn't lost or made. It's simply transferred from one perception to another, like magic.
But here's where most businesses make their first mistake. They think anchoring only works with the very first price that you show to your customers. A company we work with decided to test this anchoring trick on their services. Their original pricing was straightforward. They offered 3 packages at $2,000, $4,000, and $6,000. The data showed that most clients were choosing the middle package, which made sense since it seemed like the most reasonable option. However, we suspected we could shift their thinking by adding a small anchor. So we added an enterprise level package price at $12,000 that included only slightly more features than the premium package. The results were immediate and amazing. Suddenly the $6,000 premium package looked like the smart middle choice instead of the expensive option. Within 3 months, the average deal size jumped from $3,800 to $5,200, which means 37% more money without changing the main services that they were delivering. High-end restaurants have been masters of this anchoring strategy for decades. Take Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, for example. They always feature one ridiculously expensive item on the menu, like an $89 tomahawk steak that very few people actually order. But that expensive anchor serves a crucial purpose. It makes the $45 ribeye seem reasonable by comparison. When we discovered this trick, we immediately applied it to digital course businesses that we have worked with. One course creator added a $2,997 VIP mastermind option that included personal one-on-one coaching calls. Even though only about 5% of the customers chose this option, it completely changed how potential buyers viewed the main course. The $997 course, which previously seemed expensive to many prospects, now felt like an incredible value and a smart choice. Now let me give you a practical plan for using anchoring in your own business. The first step is to find your current best-selling price point and figure out why customers are choosing it. Next, you need to create an anchor option that's typically 2 to 3 times higher than your target price. But here's a critical part. This anchor must include genuinely valuable additions, not just higher pricing for no reason. I've seen businesses fail with this strategy when they create obviously fake anchors that provide no real value. Your expensive option needs to be something that some customers would genuinely want and benefit from. Finally, test this new pricing structure for at least 30 days to get reliable data, because the psychological shift in your customers' thinking takes time to show up in your sales numbers. Now let's talk about the charm pricing secrets. Most business owners know about the basic $9.99 pricing trick, but MIT's follow-up research revealed some surprising details that completely change how you should think about charm pricing. While it's true that price ending in 9 can increase demand by 30 to 60%, this effect only works for certain type of products and customer groups. Here's where it gets interesting. When we tested charm pricing on premium coaching programs, something unexpected happened. The $5,000 price point actually converted 23% better than $4,999, which goes against what most people believe. The reason is that your brain connects round numbers with quality and premium positioning. When customers are making high-value purchases, especially in professional or luxury contexts, the $9.99 trick can actually signal that you're trying too hard to appear affordable. Now, while most marketers obsess over prices ending in 9, other numbers trigger specific psychological responses that can be even more powerful in the right situations. Price ending in 7 subconsciously suggests discounts and value-conscious shopping, which makes them perfect for sale items or budget-friendly positioning. Meanwhile, prices ending in 8 are considered lucky in many cultures, particularly in Asian markets, which can boost sales significantly if that's part of your target customer base. We've run several online store tests where we examine these principles extensively across thousands of transactions. For clearance and sale items, $47 consistently beat $49 by an average of 18% in conversion rates. However, when we tested regular price items targeting customers in Asian markets, $88 beat both 87 and 89, likely due to the cultural significance of the number 8 representing prosperity and good fortune. Now, there's a fascinating brain quirk called left digit bias that explains why some charm prices work better than the others. Your brain processes prices from left to right. So $399 feels significantly closer to $300 than $400, even though mathematically it's only $1 away from the higher 100. Now look, this isn't just theories. We've tested this principle extensively across digital products. When one client changed their signature course from $400 to $397, they saw a 12% increase in sales almost immediately. But here's where the psychology gets really interesting. When we tested $395, it actually performed worse than $397. There appears to be a sweet spot where your brain recognizes the value positioning but still anchors to the lower 100. The $395 price somehow felt too obviously manipulated to customers, while $397 felt more authentic and natural. Different industries have evolved different optimal pricing patterns based on customer expectations and buying psychology. Through our work across various sectors, we have identified some clear patterns that you can apply immediately. Tech products and software typically perform best with prices ending in 9 or 5, as customers in this space are often price shopping and comparison hunting. Professional services, including consulting and coaching, tend to convert better with bigger rounder numbers or prices ending in 7, which suggests both premium positioning and value. Luxury goods should almost always use our numbers to maintain their premium perception. Food delivery and casual dining work well with prices ending in 5 or 9, as customers are making quick, frequent decisions. Now, we work with a software company where we systematically tested 47 different price points over 8 months and ultimately found that $49 a month beat $50 a month by 34% in conversion rates, even though the dollar difference was minimal. Let's talk about one of the most powerful yet subtle psychological pricing strategies, the decoy trick. Starbucks has built its entire pricing structure around this principle, and they don't actually want to sell you a tall coffee. That option exists primarily to make the grande look reasonable. Behavior economist Dan Ariely proved this concept with a famous MIT experiment involving magazine subscriptions. When students could choose between a web-only subscription for $59, a print-only subscription for $125, or a combined web and print subscription for $125, the majority chose the combination option. But when Ariely removed the print-only option that nobody was choosing anyway, suddenly the combination option looked expensive and most students switched to the cheaper web-only version. The print-only subscription was never meant to sell. It was a decoy designed to make the combination look like an incredible deal by comparison. Now, we applied this decoy principle to a software tool with remarkable results. The original pricing structure was simple. Basic plan at $29 a month and Pro plan at $79 a month. The data showed that about 70% of customers were choosing the basic plan, which made sense from a budget perspective but wasn't optimal for our revenue goals. So we introduced a strategic decoy by adding a starter plan at $99 per month, though we intentionally gave it severely limited features, only 5 projects instead of unlimited, basic support instead of priority support, and no integrations. The psychological shift was immediate and dramatic. Suddenly, the basic plan at $29 a month looked like the smart, value-conscious choice instead of the budget option. Basic plan sales increased by 41% within the first month. The key insight here is that the decoy has to be believably bad, but not obviously fake. Customers need to feel like it's a legitimate option that just doesn't meet their needs. Movie theaters have perfected the decoy trick better than almost any other industry. Walk into any cinema and you'll see a small popcorn for $7, medium for $8.50, and a large for $9. That medium size exists for one reason only: to make the large size look like an incredible deal. Most customers do the quick math and think, hey, for just 50 more cents, I can get way more popcorn. We adapted this exact strategy for online course businesses. One client restructured their basic offering to basic course at $97, advanced course at $297, and master course at $347. They intentionally made the advanced course have decent features, but positioned the master course as obviously a better value with significantly more content, bonuses, and support for only $50 more. The result was that the master course sales jumped by 67% and the overall average order value increased substantially. The advanced course became the decoy that people would consider, but an upgrade to master because the value gap was so compelling. I have seen businesses fail with the decoy trick because they make 3 critical mistakes, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes. The first mistake is making the decoy too obvious. When customers feel that you're trying to manipulate them, they'll resist or even abandon their purchase entirely. The second mistake is making the decoy too attractive. If your decoy option actually provides good value, it becomes your best seller instead of directing people to your target product. The third mistake is making the decoy completely irrelevant to your customer's decision-making process. It has to be similar enough to your target product that customers naturally compare them. Your decoy should be positioned as a slightly worse value than your target product, creating a clear but not insulting choice hierarchy. Subscription pricing reveals some of the most fascinating psychological biases in consumer behavior. Netflix charges $15.49 per month or $185.88 yearly, but notice how they promote the yearly option, just $15.49 per month when billed yearly. Your brain anchors to that familiar monthly number even though you're actually committing to a much larger payment upfront. We tested this exact principle extensively with membership sites, and the results were striking. When we promoted a $997 yearly membership site as only $83 per month yearly subscription, sales increased by 89% compared to simply showing the $997 per year. The psychological shift happens because monthly premium makes the price feel manageable and familiar, even though the customer is making a much larger financial commitment.
Say it with me one time, Jerry.
Show you the money.
Oh, no, you can do better than that, Jerry. I want you to say it with meaning, bro. I love black people. I love black people. What you gonna do, Jerry? Show me the money.
Congratulations, you're still my agent.
This works because most people budget and think in monthly terms, so breaking down yearly pricing into monthly equivalents removes the sticker shock of a large upfront payment. There's a fascinating brain science principle behind why yearly subscriptions often work so well even when they cost more in total. Researchers at Carnegie Mellon discovered that paying money activates the same regions of your brain that processes physical pain. They call this payment pain. Yearly payments create this pain response only once a year, while monthly payments trigger it 12 times in 12 months. But here's the psychological paradox that most business owners don't understand. People will often pay $120 per year for a service they would never pay $12 a month for, even though the monthly option is actually cheaper in total. This happens because the monthly fee gets compared to other monthly expenses and feels expensive per month, while the yearly fee gets evaluated as an yearly investment. The context completely changes how customers perceive the value and affordability of the same service. When it comes to converting prospects into paying customers, the difference between freemium and free trial strategies creates completely different psychological dynamics. Free trials create urgency and loss aversion. Customers know they might lose access to features they've started using, which motivates quicker purchase decisions. Freemium models, on the other hand, create habit formation and gradual feature addiction. Users get comfortable with basic functionality and slowly realize they need premium features. We A/B tested both approaches extensively with software products. The 14-day trial converted 12% of the users to paid subscriptions, which seemed impressive initially. However, the freemium model converted only 3% of users to pay plans, but those customers had 90% higher lifetime value because they were more committed and engaged before making their purchase decision. The choice between these strategies should depend on your business model. Free trials work better for high-touch services where you can demonstrate value quickly, while freemium works better for products that become more valuable with extended usage. The choice between usage-based services and flat rate pricing creates fundamentally different psychological relationships between you and your customers. Usage-based pricing feels fair and customizable, but it also creates anxiety.
Greed clarifies, cuts through, and captures the essence of the evolutionary spirit. Greed for life, for money, for love, knowledge, has marked the upward surge of mankind, and greed will not only save Teldar Paper, but that other malfunctioning corporation called the USA. Thank you very much.
Customers constantly worry about going over the limits or getting surprised by a large bill. Flat rate pricing feels safe and predictable, but customers may feel like they're wasting money if they don't use the service enough. Amazon Web Services uses usage-based pricing because its technical customers want control and are comfortable with variable costs. Netflix uses flat rate pricing because consumers want predictability and don't want to think about every movie they watch. We learned this lesson when working with an API product that switched from flat rate pricing at $99 a month to usage-based pricing starting at $49 a month plus overarch fees. Even though most customers ended up paying less under the new model, revenue dropped 23% because the uncertainty made them hesitant to fully adopt and integrate the service. The lesson is that you must deeply understand your audience's relationship with risk and predictability. Social proof pricing leverages one of the most powerful psychological principles in decision making. People want to pay what others are paying.
Make a lot of money.
Yeah, I do all right for myself.
I'm trying to put it together. Understand how much money you make.
I don't know, 70,000 last month. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I'm serious too.
When Priceline shows other people paid $127 for similar hotels in this area, they're accomplishing two crucial things simultaneously. They're anchoring your price expectations and providing social validation for spending that amount. We tested this principle on consulting websites by adding a simple line above their pricing sections. Most clients invest between $8,000 to $12,000 for this level of strategic support. The impact was immediate and significant. Inquiries for higher tier packages increased by 52% within the first month. This works because potential clients no longer have to wonder whether they were being overcharged or whether others found value at these price points. The social proof removed uncertainty and legitimized their investment by showing that successful people regularly make these financial commitments. Scarcity becomes exponentially more powerful when it's tied directly to pricing benefits rather than just product availability. The message, "only 3 left at this price," triggers much stronger urgency than simply saying, "only 3 left," because it combines a loss aversion with financial opportunity. We tested this extensively during course launches and discovered there are only 50 spots available at the early bird price of $497, converted 34% better than only 50 spots remaining.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
The key insight is that people fear missing out on a good deal more than they fear missing out on a product entirely. This scarcity price combination works because it gives customers a rational justification for making an immediate decision. They're not just buying the product, but securing a special price that will not be available later. The urgency shifts from, "oh, I should buy this sometime," to "I need to buy this right now to get this price." Geographic and demographic social proof can justify premium pricing by associating your product with high-value markets or prestigious customer segments. Phrases like most popular with Silicon Valley executives or preferred by Fortune 500 companies anchor price expectations upward by suggesting that successful affluent people find value at these price points. Now look, this isn't just marketing fluff.
Money must be funny in a rich man's world.
Different regions generally have different price tolerances based on cost of living, business culture, and economic conditions. In consulting practices, you can charge approximately 40% more for clients based in New York compared to clients in Austin, Texas, for identical services. The geographic social proof helps justify these regional differences by showing that location-based pricing is normal and expected. When you mention that most of our Manhattan clients invest $15,000 to $20,000 to a New York prospect, they understand they're getting pricing that's appropriate for their market. Now, there are 3 straightforward ways to implement social proof pricing immediately. First, show what others actually paid by including ranges or averages from real customer data. Never fabricate these numbers, as customers can sense authenticity. Second, reference your best-selling tier or most popular package, which helps uncertain customers choose the option that most people find valuable. Number 3, mention geographic, industry, or demographic preferences that align with your ideal customer's identity. Always be truthful with social proofing, because paid testimonials or fabricated data will backfire spectacularly once customers discover the deception, and they usually do. Now, here's your specific next steps to implement these pricing psychology principles in your business. Choose exactly one principle from today's training. Don't try and implement everything at once, as that leads to confusion and poor execution. Test your chosen principle for a minimum of 30 days to get statistically significant data, because psychological changes in customer behavior take time to show up in your numbers. Track 3 key metrics: conversion rates, average order value, and total revenue, because sometimes lower conversion rates at higher prices actually generate more profit overall. If you're new to pricing psychology, I recommend starting with anchoring, because it is the easiest to implement and measure, plus it typically shows results quickly. Most importantly, be patient with the testing process. Price psychology is powerful, but it requires systematic implementation and measurement to maximize its impact on your business. The difference between businesses that struggle with pricing and those that thrive often comes down to understanding these psychological principles. Your customers are not just buying your product or service, they're making emotional decisions that you can influence with the right pricing psychology. Start with one principle, test it thoroughly, and then build from there. The results might surprise you.